Still single.
All right, Steven Espinoza, he wants to get a dog. He's still single. We're on Periscope live streaming from the Boxing Writers Association dinner. I said, what's up, Steven Espinoza? He wants a dog. He's still single. So I put out the call.
Are those two things related, maybe?
My friend.
I want a dog because I am single.
If you had a dog, you'd be more likely to find a girlfriend.
That's an excellent
Shumskis says,
yes.
Wait, you know her. We know her.
Yes.
How you doing?
That's
Very
actually...
well, thank you.
Good to see you again. They love you on Periscope. They do. Yeah, I'm getting hearts galore here. And it ain't for me.
Right.
And it ain't for him.
Absolutely not.
No, it actually, I'm sure it probably is for him, actually. Would like a little lowdown, man. That fight of the century is coming. It's going to be here before you know it. One scant week. I've likened it kind of like Christmas. It's like Christmas, you're a little kid. It ain't never going to come. And then, oh shit, it's here. Are you looking forward to it? Are you over it? Has it been fun? Has it been not fun? The whole experience.
Well, it was difficult. There was some stress and some conflict with the whole ticket situation and some of the disputes. But then, and I just got off with the MGM a little while ago.
Okay.
To sell out 16,000 seats for a weigh-in, 37,000.
That's what it is. It's 16,000 seats for the weigh-in.
37.
All that money going to charity. A great thing that we love.
Right.
We love the press loves to be negative, but we like to talk the positive too. That all that money's going to charity. That's a great thing. All right.
And for 16,000 people to pay to go to a weigh-in is a phenomenal thing. 37,000 closed circuit seats immediately sold out in Vegas.
Okay.
MGM is looking to open up another 8,000.
Okay.
So
that's some good information there, right there. Excellent, good stuff for the people. Looking to open another 8,000. Okay. And all those are $150 a pop, correct?
$150 a pop.
Got it.
We may only be seeing the tip of the iceberg at this point because there's a lot of talk, with only a week to go and people not having their travel plans, that maybe it put a little bit of a damper on the event.
Right. But you're not feeling that at all.
Not at all. It is. It's taking everybody aback, quite honestly.
All right.
Because I think for 37,000 closed circuit seats to sell immediately when people were unsure about their travel plans and there was this sort of uncertainty in the marketplace, I think it's going to be a phenomenal week.
I asked Floyd Mayweather a couple questions on the conference call the other day. One was about God, which he didn't like, but then he gave me a great answer. And then I said, you know what? We all write so much stuff, and it's sometimes hard to grab you guys. So I want to give you the opportunity to set the record straight on anything that any of us got wrong or anything. Give you that floor. I say the same thing to you. It's like so much content gets spewed out all the time, and then sometimes it's hard to catch up with just what was written an hour ago or yesterday. Anything you same thing I said to Floyd. Anything you want to set the record straight, or because sometimes we don't always get it right. Sometimes the loudest voices win, or And listen, Floyd also is a little bit of the villain in this one, and Manny's the good guy. And sometimes we listen harder to the good guys. So I'm giving you the opportunity, giving you the floor.
Well, there has been a lot of misinformation over the last few weeks, but the reality, it's largely been resolved, and I really don't want to give the negativity more energy, especially when we're sort of on a roll. I mean, it's not a great thing for the fans that it got sold out so quickly, but it certainly shows that this is a massive event. It's going to be an incredible week, perhaps one that we've never seen in this sport before.
Right.
And, even though there was a little bit of uncertainty and maybe, things being not handled as good as they could be.
Right.
I think we have a spotlight for the sport the next week, and it's going to be beyond memorable. It'll be historic.
Right. You know us, man. We always looking ahead of the curve. We're such a pain in the ass. It's like we're never like concentrating on the now. Like, what's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? Such a pain in the ass. I admit that.
But you're going to ask it anyway.
I'm going to ask it anyway. Does the difficulty in making this fight and all the various egos and entities and agendas make it that much less likely that if we do see a great fight, and it is a close fight, maybe a controversial decision, that we do it again, that we see a sequel? Would we say, no, that's not going to happen because it's just too difficult to lift all these warring agendas?
It is difficult, but I'll flip that around.
Okay.
I'm not sure that we would have undertaken the negotiation for this fight if it hadn't been done before for Lewis Tyson.
Okay.
So it wasn't the same situation,
right?
By any means. But the fact that it had been done before. There wasn't a case of first impression. So the fact that it's now been done twice, it was difficult at times, both times. It wasn't always a smooth road. But from now on, you can look back and say, look, nothing's impossible.
Right.
No deal is impossible.
Right.
It may have taken us a long time to get to this point, but we got to this point, and it's going to be a phenomenal event.
That's good positivity. What's left to be ironed out? Do we have all the broadcasters? Who's going to work the show? Any news for us here?
Well, I think we know that we've got a triumvirate. That's a word. I think
it's a fancy one that I'm not willing to use because that's three people working.
I've never used that
triumvirate.
Word. A triumvirate of broadcasters.
Who's that?
Leading as host of this is the great James Brown.
Right, James Brown, yeah.
Who's got a history with both Showtime and HBO.
Okay.
So he's a great representative there. And leading our broadcast are two of the most knowledgeable, most experienced voices and faces, in our sport, in Jim Lampley and Al Bernstein.
All right.
And then, the rest of the team is really going to fill out their roles as we sort of figure out the format and the structure.
We think we're just going to have the two-man booth?
Probably not.
Okay.
But there are some details still to be worked out. We're in the process. We being, our executive producer David Dinkins and Rick Bernstein from HBO.
Are they co-executive producers? Or are they going to flip a coin?
They're co-executive producers, and they're working out the format and the structure of the show and what exactly we're going to be doing on air and who's going to be doing what.
Okay.
They're going to be working all weekend.
All right. So not a two-man booth. I mean, what do you do? Do you have a four-man booth? Could you have a four-man booth? Because I can't see there being a lopsided unbalance. It doesn't seem quote-unquote fair, and we're trying to be everything fair down the line. It's hard to do three.
There's a little bit of split the baby in all of this. There's not a perfect resolution.
Right.
The resolution, the preview shows wasn't a perfect resolution.
Right.
It was sort of, but sometimes you just, split it down the middle and say that's not going to work. So, I don't think a four-man crew would be probably the even solution, but it's unwieldy as a broadcast. It's not the best experience. So ultimately,
but then again, with all those professionals in there, they can make anything work. Five-man, they would make it work.
They could, but one thing that we want to be very cognizant of is this is not about networks. It's not about personalities. It's not about egos. This is about putting on the best television production for the people who are paying their hard-earned money.
Writers care about that shit. Fans don't so much. Fair enough.
People want an enjoyable broadcast.
Right.
And at the end of the day, they don't really care if there's equal representation from the networks. They care that it's a good broadcast.
Excellent. Good stuff. Thank you, Stephen Espinoza. We appreciate your time.
Anytime.
All right, man.
Yeah.